For over 300 years, the Catholic Church has been locked in a cold war with a secret society. It's a conflict fought not with armies, but with ideas, not on battlefields, but in the realm of philosophy and theology. On one side stands the Vatican, the ancient seat of an authority claimed from God. On the other, Freemasonry, an enigmatic global fraternity that speaks of reason, enlightenment, and a universal architect. The Church has condemned this organization more frequently and in stronger terms than any other in history. It's a secret war fought in the shadows over the very nature of truth, God, and humanity itself. Why? What is it about this seemingly respectable men's club, known for its charitable work and mysterious symbols, that has drawn such absolute and unwavering opposition from the papacy? To understand this centuries-long conflict, we must go back to the dawn of the Enlightenment in the early 18th century. As the first Masonic lodges began to appear in London, they promoted a new way of thinking. They offered a space where men from different social classes and, critically, different religions could come together based on a shared set of moral values and a belief in a generic deity referred to as the great architect of the universe. This, from the very beginning, set them on a collision course with the Catholic Church. The first major papal condemnation came in 1738. Pope Clement XII issued the encyclical In Eminenti Apostolatis Specula. Imagine the sound of a quill scratching on parchment as the Pope laid out the Church's case. He condemned Freemasonry for its use of secret oaths, which bind a person to an unknown authority, and for its religious indifferentism. This concept of indifferentism is the core of the Church's opposition. Freemasonry proposes that all religions are more or less equal paths to the same truth. It suggests that whether you call the great architect God, Allah, or Vishnu doesn't really matter, as long as you are a good person. For the Catholic Church, this is a catastrophic error. The Church teaches that God is not a vague, generic architect, but the Holy Trinity, a personal God who has definitively and uniquely revealed himself in the person of Jesus Christ. It teaches that Jesus established one church to carry his truth and his sacraments to the world. To place Catholicism on the same level as any other belief system is to deny the unique and salvific role of Christ. This was not just a philosophical disagreement. It became a political one. In the 18th and 19th centuries, particularly in Catholic countries in Europe and Latin America, Masonic lodges became hotbeds of anti-clericalism and revolutionary activity. Figures like Voltaire in France and Giuseppe Garibaldi, the unifier of Italy who seized the Papal States, were prominent Freemasons. The lodges championed secularism, the separation of church and state, and a vision of society based on human reason alone, explicitly excluding the church's influence. The atmosphere within these lodges was often one of intense hostility towards the Catholic Church, which they saw as an outdated, superstitious, and tyrannical institution, standing in the way of human progress. The Vatican saw this as a direct assault. Pope Leo XIII, in his 1884 encyclical Humanum Genus, launched the most comprehensive papal critique of Freemasonry ever written. He called it the kingdom of Satan on earth, not because he believed every Mason was a devil worshipper, but because he saw its underlying philosophy as the perfect antithesis to the kingdom of God. He identified its core principle as naturalism, the belief that human nature and human reason are the sole guides to truth, with no need for divine revelation or the authority of the Church. This naturalism, he argued, logically leads to the exclusion of God from public life, the rejection of concepts like original sin and grace, and the promotion of a purely secular morality. But what about the secret rituals and oaths? The Church has always been deeply suspicious of the secrecy of the lodge. The initiation rites involve sworn oaths of secrecy under penalty of death in the older rituals, taken on a holy book. The Church teaches that such oaths are illicit, as they bind a person to obey a power and a set of rules that are not subject to the moral authority of the Church. The symbolism and teachings of the higher degrees of Masonry, while not explicitly satanic, are often a Gnostic blend of various religious traditions, treating Jesus as just another wise teacher on par with Pythagoras or Zoroaster. This syncretism is fundamentally incompatible with the Christian faith. The climax of this long conflict came in the 20th century with the Church's Code of Canon Law. The 1917 Code stated that any Catholic who joined a Masonic association was automatically excommunicated. The penalty was severe and absolute. After the Second Vatican Council, there was a period of confusion, with some believing the ban had been softened. However, in 1983, the Vatican's Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith, under Cardinal Joseph Ratzinger, the future Pope Benedict XVI, issued a definitive and clarifying declaration. It stated that the principles of Freemasonry remain irreconcilable with the doctrine of the Church, and that the faithful who enroll in Masonic associations are in a state of grave sin and may not receive Holy Communion. This remains the law of the Church today. The secret war continues. The Church sees in Freemasonry not just a fraternal organization, but the embodiment of a secular, relativistic worldview that seeks to build a world as if God did not exist. It is a battle between two fundamentally different visions of reality. One centered on Christ and his Church as the unique source of salvation, and another centered and said on man and his reason as the ultimate measure of all things. For the Vatican, this is not a conflict it can ever afford to lose. If you are intrigued by the intersection of faith, history, and secret societies, consider following our channel.